70% of them won't finish. The instructors already know who survives. The only question is, do you know? He started knowing absolutely nothing. 22 years later, he became a legend. This is how a sniper is built. 10 walked in, 7 will be gone by week 2. Not because they were weak, because this job has no room for almost. The rifle part is easy to learn. The weight you carry home from what you do with it. Nobody prepares you for that. Scout Sniper School, Carolina Heat, 60 pounds on your back. The instructors are watching, already sorting you. 7 out of 10 of you will be gone. They mention this on day 1 like it's just the weather, just facts. Week 1 isn't shooting, it's becoming invisible. Move wrong and you start over from the beginning. Every time. You build a ghillie suit from scratch, burlap and local plants. When it's done, you shouldn't look human anymore. Patience is the weapon. You learn to move inches per hour. Insects crawl on your face. You cannot blink. Spotted. Back to start. No debate, no argument. You crawl back and begin again. That's all there is to it. 1,000 yards. Wind bends the bullet. Gravity drops it. Everything you knew about shooting is just a starting point. The fundamentals you thought you'd mastered are just the foundations you're still building. Start again. 4 days in the field, minimal supplies, sleep measured in minutes. Your body forgets where the mud ends. Some candidates perform perfectly until something snaps. A silent failure. The instructors were watching for exactly that. One morning a bunk is just empty. He decided sometime in the dark. Some choices don't need an announcement. You stay. Not because you're the best, because you simply cannot imagine leaving. That's all the reason you need. Under maximum pressure, your mind quiets instead of racing. Chaos simplifies. You discover how you're wired. You graduate bottom third. Not a hero, not a failure, competent. Shipped out to a team that needs bodies more than glory. His name is Reyes. 4 deployments. Eyes that never quite focus on today. He carries weight only visible over months. Reyes shoots. You do everything else. Range, wind, target ID, documentation. You are his external brain out here. Your first kill is a spotter. One moment he's raising the RPG, the next he isn't. The convoy never even slows. You expected to feel more. What you feel is professional satisfaction. Job done correctly. You move to the next task. You learn to read threat in how people walk, how they hold their hands, the pattern of normal that breaks just before violence. Letters from home arrive already outdated. They describe a world that kept going without you. You file that somewhere. You learn Reyes completely. His breath before a shot, his silence when he decides to wait. You become an extension of him. Reyes rotates home, 5th deployment. You feel gratitude, relief, and grief for the version of him that didn't make it back whole. Your first shot as primary shooter, 600 meters, wind steady. The mechanics work exactly as trained. Breath, squeeze. 3 Americans, aid workers, captured 2 weeks ago. The cell already uploaded 1 execution video. Time is running out. 1,400 meters, variable valley wind. Your spotter calls numbers that keep changing. Maybe right, maybe wrong. He pauses slightly longer than expected. Physics cooperates at the critical moment. The trigger breaks clean. The assault begins. 20 minutes. 3 people board a helicopter alive. Because of 1 shot you made at sunset. 3 saves. It feels different than the others. Not better, not worse, just different. The weight redistributes slightly. You lie awake replaying it. How much was skill? How much was luck? The math doesn't resolve. You accept that. Sometimes the shot isn't there. You swallow frustration, pack up. The missed shot teaches more than the made one. You stand exactly where the instructor stood 8 years ago. You remember being them. The cycle just continues. You teach and discover gaps in your own understanding. Explaining forces you deeper than training ever did. Teaching reveals what you thought you knew, the reasons behind rules, the principles beneath procedures. It's not the strongest who persists. It's the ones who treat failure as data. You look for that specific thing. Graduates from your training cycle perform slightly better in deployment. That's the only metric that matters. Training is valuable, but you miss the clarity of real operations, the stripped-down focus that only combat creates. When the opportunity comes for one more deployment, you take it before anyone finishes the sentence. They call you old man, affectionately. You're not old yet, but you feel it. Your knees now predict the weather. Experience compounds. You've watched good shooters make bad decisions. You know which instincts to trust and which to override. 1,700 meters, moving target, 4 seconds. You make the shot partly because of skill, partly because the wind cooperated. The team inflates the legend slightly with each retelling. You don't correct them, but privately you know. The intelligence was confirmed, multiple sources, recent timestamp. You had every reason to trust it. You took the shot. The intelligence was wrong. Your shot was perfect. The man who died was a civilian in the wrong place. The board clears you. Rules of engagement, followed. Shot, justified. But the face doesn't clear you, ever. The face asks questions your justifications don't answer. It keeps asking. Every single night. The soldiers who feel nothing, they scare you most. At least the pain means the conscience is still working. Master is an informal title, given by peers. It means you survived long enough and well enough to become genuinely rare. The technology promises to remove human error, but you understand. Human judgment is also what creates the right result. Make targeting too automatic and you lose the moral weight. The thing that keeps soldiers different from machines. The profession requires a specific psychology that can't be taught. The evaluations check for it. You always pass. The final deployment feels routine. The operations are standard. Knowing it's the last changes everything about it. The last shot is completely unremarkable. Confirmed target, medium distance, standard conditions, professional execution. You don't know it's the last until you're on the transport home. And then you know. With absolute certainty. 22 years. Kills you stopped counting because counting felt wrong. You've shaped shooters who shape the next generation. The hypervigilance that kept you alive in combat serves no purpose in a grocery store. But it never leaves you. The relationships that couldn't survive the person you were required to become. The connections already gone. The scope goes in a case in a closet you don't open often. Available if needed, hopefully never needed again. The techniques you developed are being taught to soldiers who don't know your name. That's how it should work. Some nights you dream of shots you didn't take. You wonder about the lives that continued. You'll never know. One shot at a time, one breath at a time. The discipline holds until it doesn't. And then you build it again. Level 2, the spotter. You don't pull the trigger yet. You make everything else possible. Level 3, the shooter. Reyes is gone. The rifle is yours. The decisions are yours alone. Level 4, the instructor. You return to where it started. Now you decide who gets through. Level 5, the team leader. Younger faces, newer tech, same mission. Your knees remember every position. Level 6, the master. Survived long enough to become rare. Now they learn from every mistake you made.